Hi and welcome. I was going to say welcome to the Circle of Compassion. I had a little bloop tonight. I was recording the meditation and I thought I had paused the recording for after because I try to protect the people who come to the circle and I didn't. So I won't have the meditation on this one. I'll see if I can edit it. I'm not sure if I know how to do that yet. But anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit about what we talked about tonight because I think it's important. This time, this year has just, again, gone so fast. We're in this time of acceleration and we're really in a place where we're choosing a new story or having the opportunity to choose a new story. And we did a lot of talking about that tonight and about what that looks like and about, it's basically just practice. It's practicing of noticing without judgment when we're coming from our old story and learning how to be really present in the moment and listen for our guidance. Like for me, I have learned to surrender everything, and I know a lot of people get a different idea about what surrendering is. That thinks they think that that means doing nothing, and it doesn't. It means that you surrender how you think things are supposed to happen. You surrender your expectations, and you trust in the process. Like for me, I set a foundation that in my new story, I am safe, that I'm whole, perfect, complete, and healthy. That I'm supported by the universe and always that everything happens in perfect divine order and timing. So then, with that, knowing that that is the reality of my new story, I can surrender the how, the why, the whens, and trust my higher self who is connected with the new story to show me the way. And that's the part of me that's really connected with the divine, with God, versus the old part of me that has been through everything, right? Whatever our story, our journey has been, the whatever has been in our past, the challenges, the abuse, the whatever it was that gave us some thinking that is maybe limiting or fear-based or that really doesn't bring us the story that we want. And so I'm learning to let that go and let the other part of me, the higher self part of me, guide me. And how do I connect? How do I act out of my new story so I create more of the story I want versus the story I don't want? And all of us have the opportunity to do this. It's just a practice. It's just learning how to choose our thoughts, to choose over the part of us that is used to doing something, allowing ourselves, we talked a lot about tonight, to be uncomfortable in the unknown. That was a big one for me. I always thought I had to figure things out. I had to hold on to all the details. I had to control everything. And now I can't tell you how relieving it is to let that go, to just be in the unknown, let myself not know what's going to happen. Because if I know what's going to happen, that means to me that I'm coming from my old story and I know where that story goes. I don't want that anymore. So I want to practice letting myself be in the unknown and letting myself, my higher self, guide me and direct me into the unlimited possibilities of my new story. And all it takes is a practice. And I don't care, who you are, what's going on in your life. It's just a practice, and it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's really where we put the energy, where we put our focus is so important. That's the key to everything. So if we're focusing, like we talked about tonight, some of the examples are, if we're focusing on like, oh, I don't want to get sick, I don't want to get sick. What are you focusing on? You're actually focusing on being sick. The universe is neutral. It's just going to say, oh, here you go, you're sick. This is what you're focusing on. Must be what you want. So it's learning to say, instead of that, we tell the story we want, not what we don't want. So I'm so excited that I'm healthy. I'm getting healthier every day. If we're, overweight, learning that, weight is just a protection. And so it's learning to see ourselves in a different story. If we keep seeing ourselves in the same story of being heavy or being broke or being sick or being, whatever it is, abused or not taken care of or being hurt, then the story can't change. So we have to let that story go and come back and practice a new story, practice the story that we want. And it takes, again, a little bit of practice, but it's if it's with weight, oh, I'm so excited, I'm getting more fit and healthy every day. Abundance, I'm so excited that I am, all my bills are paid. It feels so good to have all my bills paid. all my bills paid. It feels so good to have extra money. It feels so good to be in financial freedom. It's so good to have all this love in my life. I'm so glad that all the people in my life treat me well. And the more you can kind of feel it, like you get in touch with feeling that story, you help it to bring about, because the universe is neutral. And so then that just kind of ripples, and it's like a magnet, and it just draws more of it to you. And there's no judgment in it. If we find ourselves, focusing on something or something happening that we don't like, it's just coming back to shifting our focus. What were we focused on? Oh, maybe I was focused on a fear. Maybe I was afraid of, doing this, or I was focused on worrying that this was going to happen or wasn't going to happen. And so let me change that. Oh, yes, I'm always taken care of. That's right. My new story. I'm supported. I'm safe. So I don't have to worry about these things. And if things happen that we don't seem to like, it's just trusting and knowing that they happen for a reason. Something else we talked about tonight is, how do you know when you're being guided to make a change or not? Like sometimes things happen and they're uncomfortable. How do we know if that uncomfortable is a good thing or a bad thing? Like, are we supposed to follow it or not? And I've recently had stuff like that happen, and I didn't know whether I was supposed to make a change or not. And then I surrendered it, and something came about to bring a change about. So following the flow, and it's learning how to be in that flow and trust what happens whether you like it or not. And that's with people in our lives, situations in our lives. It's trusting the change, whatever happens. If I believe in my new story, the foundation of my new story, then whatever happens is exactly what's meant to happen. And it's always going to be for my highest good, because that's the basis of my new story. That is the foundation of my new story. So anyway, these are some things that we've been talking about when we get together in these circles, and it's so nice to have the support and the people to connect with, and I just love it. And maybe you want to join us sometime. You can always check. Hopefully, I'll get my website updated. It's thelabyrinthoflife.com. I do tend to share these things on my Facebook page. It's the Carolyn Kaufman. And whenever I have events, I've been making event pages, and so whenever I might be doing the annual end of the year releasement ceremony. I love to do those each year, just to kind of close out the year, let go of what we no longer want, and get ourselves ready for again, another chapter of our new story. So I'll be letting people know soon if I'm going to be doing one of those this year, and when the next circles are coming up. Always available for private work with people, and I have other art classes and things like that. So you can check it out on my website. I'll do my best to get that updated soon, or my Facebook page. And again, the website is thelabyrinthoflife.com. I hope that you guys are all having a beautiful December and a holiday season. And I look forward to seeing you or talking to you all soon. Take care.